They can change everything. Your life, your savings, your family's future. But what if you never saw it coming? What if there was something lurking right under your nose? A secret saboteur that was stealing away your health without you even realizing it until it was too late. Doctors used to believe heart attacks were caused by stress. We now know that's not true. It's just one of the many risk factors for heart disease. And what doctors thought they knew about what causes heart attacks may have been wrong this whole time. They didn't know this one hidden cause could be behind most heart attacks. They're only beginning to discover it now. And some patients are so frustrated because they had no idea they were at risk. By the time their heart attack struck, it was already too late. You might be surprised how common this hidden cause is. The good news is you can control it. In fact, you can reduce your risk of heart disease by up to 80%. Now that's something worth talking about. This is important. This video could save your life or someone you love. So please watch till the end. Like and share it with your friends and family so they too can protect themselves. Let's jump right in. Picture this. You're going about your daily routine, maybe working at your desk, when suddenly you experience chest pain. You might think, oh, it's probably just a pulled muscle from that intense workout yesterday. Yeah, my left arm feels a little numb too. That's probably just from sleeping on it funny. These symptoms are common, but they can also be a sign of something serious, a heart attack. A heart attack happens when the blood flow to a part of the heart muscle is blocked. This usually occurs because of a buildup of fat, cholesterol, and other substances in the coronary arteries, which are the blood vessels that supply blood to the heart muscle. This buildup, also called plaque, can narrow the arteries and reduce blood flow to the heart. If a piece of plaque ruptures, it can form a blood clot, which can completely block the artery and cause a heart attack. The tricky part is that sometimes there's no obvious cause. It's like feeling unwell, but without any visible signs. You might brush it off as stress, but that's not always accurate. Stress is more of a contributing factor than the main culprit, and it's not the only hidden cause that can lead to a heart attack. Now let's talk about something that might surprise you. You see, the traditional view of how heart attacks occur has been somewhat flawed. Doctors used to believe that heart attacks were triggered solely by stress. While stress can undoubtedly contribute to heart disease, research has shown it's not the sole cause. This misconception might have led many to overlook other, often hidden causes of heart attacks. The truth is, heart attacks are complex and can be caused by a combination of factors. Genetics, lifestyle, medical history, and environmental factors all play a role. But there's a new player on the block, an unexpected twist that scientists are only beginning to unravel. Imagine this. For years, doctors relied on autopsies to understand the root causes of heart attacks. When someone passed away from a heart attack, doctors would examine their heart to figure out why. But here's the thing. Autopsies can only tell us about the things we see, the plaque in the arteries, the clogged coronary artery. Basically the physical evidence left behind after the heart attack. But what if we could peek under the hood, so to speak, and observe what was happening inside the body before the heart attack occurred? Enter the groundbreaking research that's changing how we understand heart attacks. Scientists are now studying living patients, observing and analyzing what goes on before a heart attack strikes. One method they're using is something you might not expect: coronary artery calcium scoring. No, it's not as complicated as it sounds. It's actually a simple, non-invasive test that uses a CT scanner to measure the amount of calcium in your coronary arteries. You might be wondering, why look for calcium in the arteries? Well, calcium buildup in the coronary arteries is a sign of early signs of atherosclerosis. Atherosclerosis, the condition where plaque builds up in the arteries, eventually leading to heart disease and potentially heart attacks. By measuring the amount of calcium in the arteries, researchers can identify individuals who are at high risk of developing atherosclerosis and subsequently having a heart attack. It's like spotting warning signs on the road. Calcium score lets you know if you need to slow down and make some changes to prevent a heart attack. Here's the kicker. Studies have found that people with a calcium score above 100 have a 40% chance of having a heart attack within 5 years. And those with scores between 10 and 100 have a 9% chance. This means that the higher your score, the greater your risk of experiencing a heart attack. But here's the best part. The test itself is quick, painless, and doesn't involve any injections or radiation. It is like getting a quick health checkup while you wait for the doctor to come into the room. The findings from this study are a game changer. They suggest that focusing solely on traditional risk factors, such as high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and diabetes, might not be enough. Many patients are frustrated because they had no idea they were at risk of a heart attack. They thought they were healthy. They weren't showing any symptoms. And then bam, heart attack strikes. Coronary artery calcium scoring could change that. Imagine being able to spot potential issues before they become major problems. It's like catching a small leak in the roof before it turns into a major water disaster. Early detection is key when it comes to preventing a heart attack. With coronary artery calcium scoring, individuals at risk can take proactive steps to reduce their risk of heart disease and potentially prevent a heart attack. It's about being informed, not being scared. Knowledge is power, and this test puts the power in your hands. So if you haven't had this test, it might be worth asking your doctor about it. Together, you and your doctor can decide if the test is right for you based on your individual risk factors and health history. Remember, this test is not a one-size-fits-all solution, but it could be a valuable tool in your heart health journey. Think of this as a starting point, a catalyst for a larger conversation about your heart health. Talk to your doctor, ask questions, and work together to develop a plan that helps you keep your heart in tip-top shape. After all, knowledge is power, and your heart deserves all the knowledge you can get. So far, you've learned about a hidden cause of heart attacks that doctors used to overlook, and how coronary artery calcium scoring can help detect potential issues before they become major problems. But there's more to the story. You see, while traditional risk factors like high blood pressure and diabetes are important, they don't tell the whole story. Many people who have heart attacks don't necessarily fit the profile of someone at risk. That's where coronary artery calcium scoring shines. It can spot warning signs that traditional methods might miss. Now, you might be thinking, what does this mean for me? Well, it's a call to action. If you haven't had this test, it might be time to talk to your doctor about it. Together, you can decide if it's right for you based on your individual risk factors. Remember, this test isn't for everyone, but it could be a game changer for those at risk. Imagine being able to take control of your heart health in a way you never could before. That's what coronary artery calcium scoring offers. It's about being proactive, not passive. So if you're interested in this test, don't hesitate to ask your doctor about it. Your heart will thank you for it. We've come a long way in understanding heart attacks, but there's still more to uncover. As research progresses, we'll likely find even more hidden causes and risk factors. That's why it's essential to stay informed and keep the conversation about heart health going. Share this video with your friends and family. You might just be sharing life-saving information. Stay curious, stay healthy, and remember, knowledge is power. Your heart deserves all the knowledge you can get. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay healthy and take care.